Right now, practice can get a little bit, like a lot of clubs do that like as a match play. You know, every Friday night is a match play. The problem with that is it can get a little bit like pizza. You know, like every week it's the same. And we really want to start identifying the opportunities to learn and experience different things that are going to improve us as a tennis player every time we step on a tennis court. So in practice, we're going to use some of these kind of drills today. Yeah, we're going to do 3 different sets of drills. They're all competitive. They're all where you play points. So we're going to play points for the rest of the day. Is that good? Yeah, right. So we're going to do some awareness drills. Now, awareness drills are drills that help me understand a lot more about what's going on at the other end of the court and who I'm playing. As I said yesterday, generally, in cognitive development, most kids are not thinking about the other end of the court until they're at the end of this age group. They're thinking about themselves. Okay? It's called being egocentric. Yeah? Right, so they're thinking about themselves. And we have to help them. Because part of problem solving in tennis is helping them to understand who they're playing, what they're good at, what they're not good at. So a lot of those kind of awareness drills are going to work in that kind of direction. All right? We also have to help them be aware of the nature of tennis. Because we see some weird things sometimes in tennis, like the kid runs across the court, hits a forehand down the line that Rafa would be happy with for a screaming winner, and the kid throws his racket on the floor. As if, how dare you do that? I'm really, really annoyed that you did that. We see that in tennis, right? So we need to start helping kids to understand a little bit about how well they played. Yeah? Because the danger is, you know, remember the finger thing we did? Yeah, where I told you, the concretes? Well, the concrete in a tennis match is a result. It's very easy. And here's a really interesting question for you. Which one of these results would you prefer? You win love and love against somebody who basically can't hit the ball. You lose 4-4, but you played the best tennis of your life. Okay? The best tennis I ever played, I was 19, I lost 1 on love. Right? Or you win 6-4, 6-7, 6-4, but you played the worst tennis of your life. Which one of those do you want?
The first one.
The last one.
The middle one.
The middle one.
The middle.
The fourth one.
Put your hand up if you want the first one. You just want to win love and love. You want to win love and love. You don't care if the guy at the other end was a muppet.
Oh, the left tennis of the left.
Right? Okay. Second one. So who wants to play the best tennis of their life? Yeah. Okay. Right. And then who wants to go for the last one? Scrap. Right, that's fine. Right. I don't mind. Hey, with a name like Rusty, you've got to be a scrapper, Rusty.
That's what I'm saying.
All right. Look, the reality is, I don't mind if you pick any of the last two. What I don't want you to pick is the first one. But what sounds like the best thing on paper until you start explaining it? The first one. So which one of those 3 results deserves a trip for ice cream at the end of the tournament?
Scrapping.
All of them.
I would say, well, you could say all of them. I'd say the first one, we ain't going for ice cream just because you played someone that couldn't even play. You know, there's no celebration about that. But equally, how many parents are brave enough or understand what's going on enough to know, you know what, you played like a legend today. It just happens you're playing against the next Roger Federer down the other end, but you still only lost 4-4. Right? So somewhere along the line we have to help people with that kind of awareness, that how well they actually play. Because if we can help them with that, then you can come off the court and go, yes, I was really good today. Right, we've all played a match. I played a club match once. We won love and love, love and won, love and love. Three rounds of doubles. Got home and my wife said, how was it? I was like, it was the most boring experience of my life. She said, and then her question was, did you lose? No, if I'd lost, I would have been working hard. But to win love and love and love and love, it was a waste of time. I'd like those hours back, please. Especially as it was 3 rounds, so it's like the whole day. Yeah, so we've all played those matches, but for parents it's hard, and for kids it's hard to distinguish what those things are. So that's the first one. The second thing we're going to focus on is the second thing we're going to do is work on focus drills. Drills that help us concentrate on the right points within a game. Now, there's a couple of things we have to focus on. One is we have to stay in the moment for the score. You know, sometimes kids switch on and off a lot in a match. Sometimes they get ahead and they think they've already won before they've closed it out, and before you know it, they're behind and the momentum's shifted. So we need to do some of those things for the score. And then the second lot we're going to need to do is we need to help them be able to distinguish their tasks that they've performed well. We need them to actually be able to say, I lost, but my backhand was really good today. So a little bit like the awareness stuff, but it's what's the only thing you can genuinely control in a tennis match?
Sir. Yes, sir.
No.
Effort.
Yes, well done, whoever said that. How hard you try. Right? How much application, focus and effort you put into the match. If Andy Murray comes here tomorrow, which he won't be because he'll be winning at the Australian Open,
No, you won't.
but if he was to come here tomorrow, right, and say, do you want to play? Who wants to play Andy tomorrow?
I'll play. Right now.
Here's the news, people. You're all going to lose. All right? You're all going to lose, but, and there's probably going to be a lot of fisherman stories come out at the end of it, you know? Like it was this big kind of thing, the fisherman story. It'd be like, I was in the rally for, I made him really sweat. A lot of those kind of stories. But you're going to find victories for yourself within that match. You're going to challenge yourself on certain little things. And if we can help kids to do that, then we can actually keep more kids. Because otherwise, if the kid only leaves with the result, they're leaving on a real negative. So we have to help them challenge on those things, right? Okay, then the last thing is, we have to help, the last set of practices, probably the most lot of fun ones, we have to help kids deal with adversity. Adversity is when, it's like challenge, it's when things are difficult. So we're going to create seesaws of adversity. We're going to create situations where actually it's harder for one player to win the match and it's easier for the other player to win the match. But with adversity comes the opportunity for great glory. Who's ever nearly lost and then won? Yeah, has anyone been? So the best match I ever played, the tennis I played, I lost 1-0. The best match I ever played in terms of fight, I was 6-1 down in the second set tiebreak, having lost the first set, and I won the last set 6-4. All right, I remember that. I was 19. I remember that match today. I don't remember a single match I won 1-0 or love and love or 2-1 or any of those kind of things. But I remember those two matches when I played my best, yeah, and when I was up against a huge amount of adversity and I still conquered it. Yeah, those are our big victories. So we need help to help kids deal with adversity, because tennis is going to throw adversity at you all the time. You're going to be in difficult places. And remember, did we talk about the definition of competition yesterday? Okay, if I ask you this key question, what is it to be competitive? What do you think it is to be competitive?
Keep searching for the answer.
Okay.
Making your
all right. Let's just deal with this. Who really wants to say, and who's said many times, being competitive is wanting to win? Yeah? That's the thing that jumps into most people's head. But you kind of know that's not all of it. I always define it like this. Being competitive is loving the battle more than the victory. Loving the fight more than you actually love the result. The result comes because you fought really hard. And as I've said a couple of times, you've got to be in that arm wrestle, and at that point your arm starts to shake and you don't know where the result is going to go. If you love that moment, if you really love that moment, if you love that bit where you're going, like this, if that gives you goosebumps, you're competitive. If you just want to win, you're not competitive. And if we can set those skills in motion in the kids that we're working with, then they're going to be genuinely ready to go and deal with tennis, what is basically fundamentally gladiatorial sport. You fight somebody. Yeah? And we need to make sure that those skills are in place with these little kids, because they're not normally, because we haven't normally trained them. Is that okay? All right, and then we'll finish at the end of the day by using your cards that you've been earning all the way through. I'll explain what all of those things mean. You'll be able to use your advantages to beat everybody else. Okay, and that's kind of a concept I would do in a lot of camps and things. And as you move along, you just keep learning these things, and at the end, they get you bonuses and benefits. That's actually true gamification, people. Yeah, we were talking about that a little bit yesterday. All right, you ready to go then? Okay, nice and simple things to start with. So we're going to start by working on our drills that help us with awareness.